Oh, okay. Hopefully it helps then.
Yeah, my kids. Well, one of my kids has been snotty, but I've been trying
Oh,
to put hand sanitizer on like every 10 minutes, but you can only fight off so many. That 1% is coming for me.
for real.
Just like the trans community with the rest of the world.
Exactly. We're coming for all of you.
We're a
We're all
terrorist group.
terrorists. Yeah. I told somebody yesterday. I think it was my mother-in-law yesterday. I said, "Do you know that I'm a domestic terrorist?" She said, "You are," and I said, "Yeah." I said, "Someone who's even afraid to shoot a gun, but I'm a domestic terrorist."
Right.
And she started laughing.
I can't even stab myself with a needle, and you think I'm a terrorist?
Right. Can't even do my own shots by myself.
Right. Maybe my fiance is a
Freaking
terrorist.
crazy, right? She can stab people with needles.
Okay. Quiet on set.
All right. Welcome to Two Guys Unfiltered, a podcast where trans people share their coming out stories, the funny ones, the hard ones, and everything in between. I'm Juju.
And I'm August. So whether you're trans, questioning, or just here to learn, we're glad you're here. Our guest today is Lukas. He talked about his interest in music and poetry. He also shared his perspective on being a stealth trans man. So we have a question for you, the viewers. Do you think trans people should disclose their identity, whether it be in the workplace, in the dating scene, or just when they're meeting new people? So leave your answers in the comments before watching. We want to know if your perspective or outlook on this has changed after hearing our guest story. Now let's get into it. So, Lukas, if you can you introduce yourself for us, please?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Lucas. I am a 28-year-old trans man who's living a stealth life right now.
Awesome. And then, when we talked about your hobbies, you said that you're interested in poetry and music. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So, my favorite poet would have to be Mac Miller. He's also a rapper, but I mean, if you delve into his lyrics and stuff, they're pretty poetic in my opinion.
Okay.
I just like what he stands for, what he talks about, like self-care and loving others and, taking that like time to be gentle with yourself.
Definitely. And would you say that your poetry stems more from music, or do you also like read like poetry, like literature poetry?
I would say it stems more from music. I mean, I'm not against like literature, but most of what I write is music.
Okay. And then you also told us that you were writing a romance novel. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, yeah, I'm actually working on it. It's kind of like taking two people from uh different sides of the tracks. Like the main female protagonist is like a straight A student at a Catholic school, and then the guy she meets is uh, an atheist that got sent there instead of going to military school. So they kind of meet each other and they start to see the world from each other's eyes.
Okay.
And that's
I
just
like
about
that.
as far as I got.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you still working on writing it, or you kind of took a pause?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Okay.
polishing it up right now. I don't want it to. I can't give away too much of what goes on.
Gotcha.
For sure. And
Are you like nearing the publication date, or
Oh no, no. I'll probably just end up putting it on Wattpad.
all
I
right?
don't think Tumblr's a thing anymore.
so if you want to give us a little bit of your coming out story, like when did you come out and how soon did you start to medically transition?
Yeah, so I actually took my first shot of testosterone before I ever came out to anyone. I well, I had told my wife at the time, um, that I was that I wanted to transition and that I was trans, and she was super supportive. And we drove down to LA, and I went to the LGBT clinic down in Hollywood, and I did my psych eval and everything, and they gave me my first shot of testosterone, and then I logged into Facebook and made a long-winded post and let everybody know.
I love that way of doing it. That's how we should be
Yeah.
doing it from now on. And how did your wife at the time react when you told her that you wanted to start Homewards? Oh, you said she was
Well,
supportive. Yeah.
yeah, it was funny actually because we were laying in bed and I was like, "Oh, I need to talk to you about something, but I don't know how to say it. So I'm gonna show you a YouTube video." And then I proceeded to play like I think it was like 6 different videos, like the Chase the trans guy and Ty Turner and all those guys are out. And then I just looked at her and she looked at me and then she's like, "Are you trying to tell me that you're trans?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to say." And she's like, "It's okay, like I get it." And she's been supportive since day one. I mean, we're not together anymore, but she still supports me, and it's really nice to at least have that like day one friendship from her.
Yeah, I bet that meant a lot. Like, just right off the bat, supportive, like, no questions asked. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's kinda similar to, me and my wife, except I came out to her while I was at work through, like, text message, and it was, like, rolling text messages, just keep coming, and then there was, like, a conversation about it at home, some tears from her, and then we're good, and then we're chilling, and that's it. So, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
How about your family? How did they react, after finding out that you had started hormones?
Not well at all.
Okay, okay.
Not well at all. But over time, definitely my family's come around. I mean, that's the main thing is that my family was never like, "Oh, get out of here. Oh, we don't love you. Oh, we don't want nothing to do with you." Like they were very just like, "Oh, dude, what the fuck is this?" Like they were more shocked. Uh, but they always had that like acceptance from me, I guess. I mean, it took them some time to get there, but for the most part, everybody's where they need to be.
That's good to hear.
And, what would be one thing, someone should have warned you about before starting hormones that they didn't?
The absolute unfiltered rage that testosterone can produce.
Yeah.
For sure.
I had no idea they would be that bad. I mean, I remember my first explosion. Poor guy. I was in line to get into the. They had like what's it called? Like a circus. Where they come to town and they put the tent up, and they were giving out these like tickets, but I didn't read the ticket. It said like, "Oh, one entry if you buy two. One entry's free if you buy 2 tickets." And then I remember I was so mad. I was like, "Why would you guys come here and scam all of us?" And da da da. I just went off, and then and then I walked home, and I was like, "Oh," I was like, that wasn't cool, bro."
Do you f
Poor bystander.
do you feel like it's calmed down, like, the longer that you've been on testosterone?
Oh, 100%,
Yeah,
100%.
that's cool.
Yeah, now I'm very like zen, able to meditate and you know take a deep breath and walk away from whatever situation it is, and collect myself and go back to it.
Sure.
And what would you say has been the hardest part of your transition?
I would have to say it's like I think I've become a little more conceited, to be honest, and I think that's one thing I'm trying to navigate through. Like I know it's hard because you go your whole life not liking what you see in the mirror, and then all of a sudden, I used to be 370 pounds, and I've lost over 100 pounds. I'm 240
Dang,
now.
congratulations.
And so I look in the mirror, I'm like, I'm liking what I see. And then I realized, man, I just took 20 photos of myself. Why did I do that? And why did I spend so much time enjoying looking in the mirror. So that's definitely one thing it's the hardest part for me right now is trying to get through that.
I think there's
Yeah, I wouldn't see it. Sorry, go ahead, Juju.
no, I think there's like a fine, or there's a difference between like conceited and like cocky than like building the confidence that you should have had a long time ago in yourself. So I wouldn't say there's like too much wrong with like taking 20 photos. I take 20 photos of myself too.
That's what I
Um
was gonna say too. Yeah.
but it's like when you start to become like cocky, and then it's like you're judging other trans people or other people based off their appearance, that's when it kind of comes like an issue. So as long as you're
Yeah,
just working through that, then
yeah,
yeah, you'd be fine.
Yeah, like, it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just it's not something we're used to taking photos of ourselves.
Right.
Like, I still struggle with taking photos of myself, but I like to do it now. Before, I was like, "Oh, no, get the camera away from me. That angle, no." Now I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, this haircut, I'm feeling it."
Exactly.
yeah. I get that. Yeah. It's a bit of both. Like I think I used to struggle a lot more uh back in the beginning of my transition with oh I look more manly than him and like stuff like that, and it it's a human moment, you know. I don't deal with that now because now I'm more like, wow, we're all just in pouches, like that's it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Like
literally.
we all just got blood and guts inside of us, and you know we're all the same.
And what would you say has been the most joyful part of transitioning?
There's so much.
Tell us all of it.
For sure, it's the freedom that comes with it. It's like, especially like, it sounds weird because I'm stealth, but I feel free. Like even though I don't tell everybody everyone I meet like, oh, I'm trans, and I don't wear a pin that announces it or anything. Like I still feel a lot of freedom just being able to go about my day to day life, and get to be who I am, and nobody looks at me any different, and it's great, you know. Because where I live, I like to say I live in the Bible Belt of California because I live in the valley. So it's like
Okay, yeah.
super red, super MAGA, super Bible thumpers everywhere. Which I mean, to each their own, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, being able to navigate life in this area of California is it feels great being able to do that kind of stuff. And again, it's going to be a double-sided coin because I love taking pictures of myself. So that's another thing because I didn't
Mm.
like to do that before.
Yeah.
So now something I really love to do, and it's also uh I like feeling like a Robin Hood of sorts when it comes to trans rights because a lot of people don't know that I'm trans. So, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever been privy to locker room talk with cis men, but like I've seen a lot of it, and I'm able to go like I feel like Robin Hood because I'm able to be like, oh well, it's actually not that bad to be trans, and this is why X, Y, and Z, and they don't realize that I'm changing their minds and that I'm
Mhm.
actually trans. It's just it's a
Yeah,
mind
because I
fuck
feel
of
like
sorts.
if they knew you were trans and you were telling them this, everything would be void. Like, it wouldn't matter. But the fact that they don't know you're
Exactly.
trans, it actually means something to them.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
I don't know. I try
Can
to stay away from locker rooms, bathrooms, all of it.
What has been, like, one of the most memorable, like, I guess, experience in the locker room for you? Where you're like, "Damn,
Oh,
cis man really they ain't it."
oh man, there's so much. I mean, one time and it's like I never start the locker room talk, but when it starts, I don't always get up and leave because to me that's where you can make the biggest difference, you know, and be like, hey, maybe we shouldn't degrade women, and maybe we should let gay people be gay and have their own lives.
Right,
So
yeah.
that's why I choose
Random
to
thought.
stay. But yeah, and but I've had my boss or my ex boss. He came up to me one time, and I was just standing there because I was a security guard. I was just standing there, and he walks up to me, and there's a woman walking across the street, and he goes, "Oh, this is so gross." He's like, "Oh, some women just scream "breed me," don't they, Lucas? And I was like, what the fuck? And I looked at him and I said, I'm pretty sure that's sexual harassment, dude. Like, like that's crazy. Why would you just come up to somebody and your employee of all people and say something like that?
Right.
But
As a
that would
manager
have to
too.
be, yeah. No, as this, he is the owner of the company.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah, he owned it.
You
Yeah,
were real
dude. Yeah,
brave.
yeah.
Really.
I was like, that's crazy, dude. But thank God I don't work there anymore. But yeah, that would have to be the most memorable. Like it just made my skin crawl.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, just hearing it right now too.
Yeah.
And was your treatment with him okay after, or was he
Oh
spotty
yeah,
with
he
you?
thought I was. He was. He's like a narcissist, you know. So he doesn't
Okay.
even see what he does is wrong, and
Right,
he'll just
right, right.
keep doing it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He probably just took it and was like, "Oh, I just can't talk to him about that. I'll just go say that to somebody else or something." And then that was it.
Right, yeah.
Oh no, he continued. That's the thing
Oh,
about locker room talk. It'll
okay.
continue. Like they don't care if they make you uncomfortable. Like as long as they think you're one of the guys,
Mhm.
like they'll say whatever they want to say.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm so glad I haven't heard locker room talk because I would just be like, nope, myself out of there.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
If you want to read more into these stories, the links to the articles will be in the description below. And so you mentioned being stealth. So what does that mean for you? How do
Uh,
you decide, I guess, who you let know?
I really don't tell anyone
Okay.
anymore. Like the only people that I tell are women that I'm gonna be physically involved with because in my opinion they're the only people that you have to tell.
Right.
But like my in all my friendships, I usually don't tell anybody unless okay, well it's funny because there's actually this guy that I met at a bar and we were talking and there's a group of us and then um someone brought up the discussion of pronouns, right? So then we all started saying our pronouns and everything. And then he had said he, him, they, anything but she. So I looked at him and then I clocked him and I pulled him aside and I was like, bro, I said, is there any chance that you're trans? And he was like, yeah, I am. Like, and I was like, it's not that I can tell by your features. It's the fact that you said anything but she. I said it just
Right.
resonated with me, and I was like, I'm trans too. He was like, you're trans too, and I said, yeah. And then we were like pointing at each other like that
Like
Spider-Man
Spider-Man. Yeah.
meme. But yeah, other than that, I usually don't tell people, you know.
Okay.
But if I see another trans person in the room, I'll let them know, and that way I'm like, if anyone messes with you, just come grab me, and I'll, you know, because I'm a pretty big dude. I'm like 6 foot, so
6
Okay.
foot.
Do you think that has like played into the part, or I guess the feasibility, for lack of a better word, of being stealth?
oh, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Like I'm very grateful for my height.
Yeah. I'm here 5'3", so I can't imagine being stealth.
Well, I thought I was pretty tall, but no, I just feel short. But I'm like 5'7" ish, somewhere around there. 6 feet
No, that's like those are average heights. They definitely are. Like I feel blessed with the 6 foot.
for sure.
Everyone's like, or like my family though. We were in the pool and like you know because you're tall or when you're tall you have bigger feet. Like
Mm.
so they looked
Mhm.
at my feet and then they go, "Man, you would have had a hard life as a woman." I said, "Yeah, shoe size alone."
I know I hate buying shoes because they're like, "What size?" But in my head, I still use women's sizes because it's easier. And also, like,
Yeah.
my men's size would be a 6. Most shoe places don't carry a men's 6 because it's too small. So I'm like, "Fuck, what size do I give you?"
Yeah, I'm like a 10.5 to 11. So it's in men.
That's where I'm at too.
And
Okay,
I've
damn,
memorized that
yeah.
since
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I always wore sneakers like and that was a good part, you know, at school shopping my mom didn't know why I just wore sneakers other than
Mm.
the fact that I was like, I don't want to ask for a woman's whatever. Was that like
Right.
a
12 or
13?
something like that, yeah. I think that's where I was at in
Yeah.
women's, was like a
Like, I
women's
don't want to ask
12.
for that.
Crazy. And then as far as, like, being stealth, do you think it's more due to safety, or is this something that you just prefer?
um, that's hard. I think it's a little bit of both, you know? Like it's also I wish that everyone could just be seen as the gender that they, resonated with, because like being able to be seen as just a guy is something that I do take for granted sometimes, but I also do sit and reflect with that, because I know that for a lot of people, they like if they can't take testosterone or they can't take estrogen or they just don't want to, you know, they're people don't treat them as their gender.
Right.
So I guess I went with stealth because, especially in the beginning when I didn't really pass, like I could see it. They're like, "Oh, you're a guy," but
Right.
they didn't believe what they were saying. And so when I just come out of stealth, or when I stay stealth, people don't have that like that. Oh, like I can't explain it. It's like a pause before they say he or after. Like they're thinking about it. They don't have to actively think about my pronouns or anything.
No, I felt that 100% because I feel like that's how it is. Like once they know you're trans, and I feel like it's more cis men that do it. They're like, I guess you pass as one, so I have to call you a dude, but if you didn't pass, she, her, all the way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Would you say there's any, like, benefits to being stealth? And then on the other side, or what are some, like, challenges of being stealth?
Yeah, there's definitely benefits. You definitely get the passing privilege, um, where no one's gonna really like. They're not gonna question your beliefs as much as they're gonna question your beliefs if they knew you were trans. Like, if I say, "Hey, gay people are cool, and I have gay friends, and that's why I support, the LGBTQ community," they just take it at that at face value,
Mhm.
But when you're trans, they're like you said, oh yeah, it's because you're trans, it's because you're part of the community. So that's
Mhm.
that's one of the benefits, in my opinion, and one of the downsides would have to be uh not feeling as accepted in the LGBTQ community
Right.
unless like I'm out there with my trans card. Hey, look,
Yeah.
and then even then, people have their opinions on people who stay stealth and people who don't want the whole world to know.
Mhm. Has that affected the way you are included in, like, LGBT spaces if you go out in them? Do you feel, like, a sense of
Yeah.
judgment when you're there?
Yeah, like I went to a pride night for my birthday like 2, 3 years ago. Um and there were these gay guys there and they were talking to my wife at the time, and then I came up and I sat down and I was drinking and we're talking, and then they started to hit on me and I was like, "Oh, I'm married like to her." And they're like, "Oh, then like what the fuck are you doing here?" And I was like,
Damn.
"Whoa, dude." And then I had to put my trans card out and be like, "Yeah, I'm trans, that's why
Right.
we're here." But that's a rare instance though. I guess I feel it more like with discussions online, and I won't hop into
Mhm.
them, but I'll read them, and they're pretty good. It's getting pretty hairy out there, you know.
Yeah, because like, even if you, like, hadn't said you're trans, like, you could have been bisexual, your wife could have been bisexual, pansexual, like, however else you can, identify as, like, that's the thing, like, once trans men pass, it's like we're automatically excluded from
Right.
the LGBT trans community as a whole. It's like, "Well, you're a man now, so good luck. You chose to be a man, so now you get men treatment." It's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. This wasn't a choice." Like,
Who would choose to inject themselves every
right.
week?
Exactly. Just like your sexuality wasn't a choice, my gender wasn't a choice, like
Yeah, trust me, no one's choosing ass hair out here. It's not
We
Right.
just wake up one day and we're like, "Yeah, I just
not
want
what we
some ass
wanted,
hair," or
but
something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just want a fro right on my left cheek. That's what I want. No.
And, what boundaries would
And,
you say
uh,
we're, proud of setting, like, in regards to being a self trans man?
Man, I guess it's like a self boundary for myself, which is to like just never partake in bad locker room talk. Like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yeah, she does scream breeding. I'm not gonna be the guy that's like, oh, it's okay that we're assholes, and it's okay that you say these things about women behind their backs and shit. It's kind of like Spider-Man, uh, Uncle Ben when he says, with great power comes great responsibility. Like, because you pass doesn't mean you just get away with everything.
Right.
You know, I feel like I've always set that boundary for myself to make sure that I, stay within the lines and stand up for people when you can.
yeah, definitely. I feel like there's a lot of trans men, stealth or not, like once they pass, they're like, well, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can treat women however the fuck I want because I'm a man now and it's acceptable for me to behave this way. But it's like, no, like you understand what the treatment is. Why would you put it on to others?
Right.
Yeah. No, that's the beauty of being trans is you're supposed to be able to uh be a better man, because you know what it's like to be treated as a woman. You know what it's like to that's what you look like to society, you know? So you should just choose better.
Exactly. So then going back to relationships, how do you handle letting them know that you are trans?
Um Primarily I like to stick to groups or dating apps that, it's already out there, like it's in the profile, like, hey, I'm trans. But when I go to things like Tinder or uh, more like public apps where anyone can see it, and I don't put on there that I'm trans, I usually just wait until I know that there's gonna be like a physical connection between us. Because I feel like if you just outright say it, they like women in particular, they get in their heads about it and they're like, well, I'm not gay, so I'm not gonna touch it at all. I'm not gonna touch a relationship with you at all. But after you talk to them for a bit and you get to know them and they get to know you, and then if I feel like if you tell them before it gets physical, they're more understanding and they're more like, okay, well let's see where this goes versus just giving up before they give it a shot.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, like it kind of shows to them like, look, you were able to develop a romantic relationship with me, like you had feelings, so why is that the one thing that's stopping you from continuing?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Have you had any like bad experiences where you've have felt comfortable, you've let them know, and then it's like a whole 180?
Honestly, no. I've been very
Oh,
blessed
okay.
in that aspect. Yeah.
That's awesome to hear.
We could blame it on the 6 foot.
Yeah. The 6 foot privilege, right?
Yeah, it's got to be that.
I don't know. I always tell my wife like just in the dating world now, and then I'm thankful that we're still married and we still chose to just stay together because I couldn't imagine like dating in the world as a trans man. For sure. I couldn't do it. I'll just give
No,
up,
especially
be
right now
alone.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be very careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a safety thing now.
For sure. And as far as
And are you
oh, go ahead.
sorry, are you straight or are you only into women?
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Okay.
straight.
I was gonna say, is how do cis men treat you like
Oh, they
that? But
love
never mind.
me.
Okay.
They love me. I get hit on by guys everywhere I go. Like I
Period.
I get free drinks. That's and
Damn. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. One time there was this guy at a bar who was flirting with me, and then I'm oblivious to it until like they drop the hammer and they're like, oh, like I should take you home or give me your number. And I'm like, oh, dude, I thought we were just vibing.
That's
Yeah.
fine. And then outside of, like, dating relationships, more of, like, maybe workplace situations, like, how do you handle those relationships or telling someone that, like, you're trans, if you do, like, in a workplace?
Oh, I just don't at a workplace. It just gets too messy for me. Like because then they tell other people, and then everywhere I go, I always promote the manager. So it's definitely not something you want someone to have on you. It sucks, but out here in the Bible Belt of California, it's just better to be safe than sorry and just not tell anyone.
For sure.
No, definitely. I live in, like, close to the Inland Empire, about, like, 30 minutes away from LA. So it's, like, a very different culture from where you are at versus where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's interesting because everybody thinks California and they think blue, and then that's it.
No, we've been going downhill lately. It's terrible in California right now. Not terrible. It
Horrible.
could be a lot
It could
worse.
be
Let me
Texas.
preface that. But yeah, right. But
That's true.
it's I feel like we're slowly turning red
Yeah.
as the months go on.
Well, I live in the red. Like
Right.
this, if they could do away with all of my medical needs, like they 100% would.
Yeah.
Like there's no question about it. They don't. It's bad. It's bad out here. Like out here is it's almost like I live around. I think it's like three different sundown towns.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, like the KKK was very prevalent out here.
Damn.
Yeah, and it's California.
Right. Yeah. So all you
So I can
fuckers
only
that say, "Oh,
imagine.
you're in California, it doesn't bother you. Why do you care so much?" One, that's not the point. Two, it is affecting us, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's why we care.
Yeah,
That's crazy that they're still a thing. I mean, at this point, they're just, out
Sundown
and
towns,
proud,
yeah.
yeah, and they just don't care, but
Mhm.
it's just crazy how
Yeah,
backwards
because
it's
Trump
been.
has given them so much fucking courage to be outwardly everything now.
Yeah.
outwardly everything, but you know, part of the LGBTQ or a minority.
Yeah,
Yeah. And, do you find,
outwardly hateful.
yeah. Do you find, like, any sort of outlets, where you can kinda just fully be yourself and not really worry about someone, like, finding out or anything like that?
My bedroom.
Your
That's
little
pretty
safe
much where
space.
I.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's where I go. I sit. I write. I make beats. I'm working on releasing my first EP soon.
Eh,
Um, and that's what I do. I put myself into my art, and maybe right now it's not gonna get anywhere, but hopefully in 4,000 years when they dig up our society, they find it and they're like, man, this guy was spitting.
You never know. I'll find it with our
Right.
bones, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. That's the goal.
And if you could speak to your younger self, what would you say to him?
It's gonna be worth it to hold on. It's gonna be worth it to hold on. Just give it some time.
And, what is something that you wish more people understood about remaining stealth?
That it's not self hatred. It's not self hatred. It's not because we hate ourselves. It's just sometimes it's like taking the red pill or the blue pill. You can go either way about it, and it's all the same journey though. You know, well, not the
Yeah,
same journey, but it's all your personal choice. It's all your journey to go through.
Mhm.
yeah. I feel like your transness isn't minimized because you're stealth. Like you're just as trans as everybody else is, who's out and proud. Just have a different way about going about it.
Yeah.
Would you see it as more of a, or do you see it as, like, a blessing that you're able to go stealth or to be stealth?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not. It doesn't fall short on me the amount of people that can't do what I can do, and I feel for them. Especially when they'll make their videos and they'll be crying and or just going through it, like about how people uh beat them up. Or I know this one guy he just got assaulted in the bathroom down in Long Beach or something like that.
Oh,
And
well.
yeah, like it breaks my heart, it breaks my heart. And it makes me reflect on, like, man, you really have it good sometimes. Like, I've never been approached in a restroom. I've never been stepped to. Like, no one's ever tried to fight me over this, you know. Again, you can blame it on being 6 feet, but it's something that that was really good for me. And if I could give it to other people, I would, but I
Right.
can't. So I just have to be happy for myself and always stay grateful.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. And what hopes do you have either for yourself or the trans community as a whole?
And I hope that we can just be able to live our lives. It's sad that it's such a basic want, but there's a lot of people that can't just live their lives how they want to. You have people that just would rather us all go away and never have existed. But trans people have existed since the beginning of time. We've been in every single society. We've been a part of history, and we're not going anywhere. So I just hope that people can let us live and let us do our thing.
For sure. What about
Tell it.
for yourself personally?
Hmm. I just want to reach some of my goals in life. As I near 30, I just want to be able to look back and be proud of myself and my life, and know that um, I'm here for a reason.
I think that was all the questions we had for you today, though. Was there anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to talk about?
No, no, I feel like we covered everything. It was really good questions. I sat all night with them.
It's good.
I know we weren't sure, like, every time we come up with questions, we're like, "Damn, are these too deep? Are people gonna wanna answer these questions?"
No, I think I love talking about myself and my journey. Because like when I remember being the younger trans guy and just consuming all this information and being like, what is my journey going to be like? So I like being able to add like a puzzle piece to somebody else's puzzle.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely, because I feel like you don't hear a lot of stealth stories for obvious reasons, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
For sure.
But we're here.
Yeah. And then did you want to, plug your artist name for your EP?
All right, let me make sure I say it right. It's my private Instagram. Yeah, so they can follow me at Spooderdude _ That's SPOODERDUDE _ That's on Instagram.
Perfect, and then I'll also put it in the description, for them as well, so
Sweet, thank you.
So that's a wrap on today's episode of Two Guys Unfiltered. A huge thank you to Lucas for sharing his story. If today's episode resonated with you or reminded you of your own story, we would love to hear from you. Click the link in the description to fill out the form if you're interested in being our next guest.
and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who needs it. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.